Hey folks, Alan here with your virtual walkthrough. First thing we'll start off is with the exterior. The propane is turned on. One propane cylinder is full, the other one is empty, so I just got you one full one because they were both empty. Battery box, everything up front here. So we turned on the propane is the first thing you want to do. Your stabilizer jacks, you might be familiar with these with your pop-up, but this is a RV style. There's four, one on each corner, front and back. And this here is your handle that you use to put that on there and crank them up and down manually. Now, the good part about that, you can use a cordless impact drill with a socket head will fit those great. A lot of people just do that. It makes life a lot easier. We'll go around here. Pretty simple. This is where your hose connects to. This is for your city water. It says it right there, city water connection. It's right next to the tail light on the left hand side. That's just where you put your garden hose to. That's going to supply water inside the trailer. This here is your black water flush. So you see it's pretty good marked there. This is where you hook the hose up to when you want to clean out your black water tank, and it'll clean it out and you can flush it. So remember this, you do not put your city water to when you're not needing to do the flush out, because you'll just fill that tank up. So this is your city water, and the one next to it is where you can put antifreeze if you want to winterize it. Down here, no one ever really does that too much, but that's what that's for. Outside right here is your 30 amp cord is where it connects to. It's a detachable marine style cord, so you disconnect it and put it away in storage when you're not using it. This comes with the trailer. It's about 25 feet. It connects right here, and that little lid goes down on it. Sorry, I wasn't in focus. I wasn't paying attention. But anyway, that's where it goes. That's where it connects. Your outside shower, of course, is right there. Cable satellite connection. And this is your freshwater tank. So if you're doing dry camping out in the wilderness somewhere, you drop a garden hose in there. Your pop-up probably had the same thing. You could fill up to, I think, 40 gallons of fresh water if need to. But if you're going to an RV park, you don't need to ever fill that. If you got fresh water like I just showed you in the back, that's where you connect it to. Down here is your sewer outlets. This is where your sewer connects to. And right there, you have two valves, 1 and 2. And this cap comes off with a half turn. It'll come off. That's where you put your sewer hose connected, and it does a half turn again, and you put the other side would be into the septic of your hose. You keep these, they're pushed in, that's closed, and when you want to release them, you pull back on either one. The bigger, thicker one here with the black handle is your black water, which is your sewer. The gray is here with the gray handle. So usually you open up both of those if you're at an RV park, let it just fall inside the septic system, and you're done. When you're done, you close them and you're good to go. I would close the black water first, leave the gray open, and just run some clean water through your drains like your sink or kitchen sink. Now it'll just flush out your hose before you close it. When you're done, you close it, put your cap back on, you're done. Your storage compartments and everything, I'm sure you've seen when you were here, they're pretty self-explanatory. And now we're going to go inside the unit. Okay, coming up to the inside, I know you guys know there's a Murphy bed right there. It's pretty self-explanatory. You make this into a bed by putting the table down and the cushions, and then you release those two latches on the side, and it's all hinged, and it folds down, and your mattress is already there, and that creates your bed. That's really simple. Microwave is going to work like your regular house microwave. You just, turn it on and do your thing. Your stove has a little igniter on it. You just go to highlight and then hit your clicker. Now, they all work like that. Now, those are okay, but just like a gas grill, I always tell my customers, those little igniters fail sometimes. So I like to just use a long fireplace igniter. It kind of works really good for that. And you know, you don't have just raw gas coming in while you're trying to light it if that thing ever fails. But again, that's up to you. But I keep one of those. That's mostly my go-to. Your little hood vent right here has a light in it and a little exhaust fan. That's both of your switches right there, just like that. Of course, your water is on and running. Not much to do with that once you just turn on the water to the exterior of it. Your AC is going to have a thermostat like this. It works, again, just like a house one would. So you have, you know, your off, on, and, you know, all of your auto, high, low. So to turn it on, you go to cool and just set your temperature like 60, whatever you want. It'll come on and go off just like a house one would. And that also runs your furnace. It's too hot right now to run a furnace, but that's all you do is just go to heat and let it light. Again, up to you. I know you have small children. One of the things I always tell my customers, I don't like gas heat in small units like this or any RV. It's, to me, I'm just not a fan. We always use, when we've used RVs, electric space heaters. To me, they're just safer and you don't run out of propane quick, but that's up to you. So that's how you turn your AC. It's on. When you're done, you just go to off, but I'll leave it on right now. Right here is your main instrument panel. So this is going to open and close your awning. I'm sorry. You're going to open and close your awning with this button. Your slide out, it says a really clear slide out, in and out. So right now it's out. When you're closing it, you're going to go in. Same way with the awning. These are just different lights and stuff, porch lights. It's pretty well labeled. And your tank heater, so this unit has a tank heater. Excuse me. This unit has a tank heater, so in the winter, I think this little button might need to be replaced. But that's how you turn on your tank heaters. And this here is your water pump, and this one here is your water heater. So your water heater works on propane, and all you do is just hit that switch. As you see, it indicates blue, means it's on, and this little red light here means it's trying to light. So once it lights, that little red light goes off, and now you have a propane burner. See, it just went off. That's your propane water heater. It just kicked itself off, the light. That means it lit. If that little red light ever comes back on again, that means it failed again. So you're either out of propane or there's something wrong with the system. So when you see it off and the blue switch is on, that means it's running. If you ever see that light pop on again, is because you know, something went wrong with the system. Now, if you ain't used it in a little while and it stayed in storage, air will get into the lines, and it might take a couple of times. So you'll do what I just did. You'll light it. It might go off for a second and then come back on again. So you might have to repeat that process 2 or 3 times when it's been sitting for a while, because it's got to get the air out of the lines. It's got to purge it. One of the first things I like to do is light the stove first if it hasn't been used in a while. That way you have some of the air getting purged. I'd say about 80% through the stove, but that doesn't mean it all purges out. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, that's how you turn your water heater. When you're done, it just kills itself and it lights itself when needed, or you hit the button in it before you leave and you're done. The fridge is really, really simple. It's a 1-button mechanism. So all you do, it's frost free, it's automatic. You don't even have a temperature setting. All you do is turn it on. You'll see the auto light is popped on. That means it's auto. So the first source of power in auto it's going to look for is electricity. If it ever senses the electricity has failed, there was a power outage or something, then it'll try to light itself on gas. If you want to bypass that, you mash this button. Sorry, I talked so much. I need something to drink. But anyway, you pop that button out, and that is your gas side if you want to go straight to gas. But this is what you would use for just turning it off and on. And once you've done that, you got to give it some time. When you come out here tomorrow, you'll see this is cold and ready to go. I literally just turned it on now when I showed it to you. But that's your fridge. Your water lines, everything, you'll see that tomorrow. Everything going good. We got all the water connected. Your toilet is a foot flush. It's pretty simple. You just flush it and the right down there. I mean, that's pretty much your major appliances, and we'll do the slide now. It's very simple. I'm going to move these little carpets. You always got to make sure nothing is on the ground in front of the kitchen area, because it can get caught up underneath your slide and actually cause some kind of damage, or something getting caught up on the other side of it. So you want to definitely make sure nothing in front. Make sure the kids didn't leave anything, a bottle cap or something. You want to make sure it's pretty clean, so when it comes in, together, not hurting anything. So we're going back to the button here. We're going to go to slide out in, and I'm just going to hold it down. You hear it, and then there it goes. It's starting to move. See, it's coming in like that. And that's it. You just hold your finger down on that button. I was supposed to say that. Hold it down until it stops, and then you could release it. It'll go just as far as it will and then stop. So you can't pull it in too much. So just hold your finger down going in and out. It's not automatic. So you just have to hold your finger down on it. And that's what it looks like when it's in, as you can see. And that's pretty much all you need to do. Then we're going to go back out. So we go here to out. Slide out, in or out. We're going to go to out. Again, holding my finger down on the button. And she's going to go all the way out. And again, she goes all the way out to where she just stops, and you just take your finger off the button. There's nothing you can do wrong. So that's pretty much, I mean, your little stereo and stuff is here, and I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. You know, you turn it on and find your station.
When you prayed, when you prepared.
That works. So, I mean, that pretty much gave you your major appliances, your stove, refrigerator, air conditioner, your outside hookups. That should answer your questions. If I missed something, this is my first virtual walkthrough we're doing. So if I missed something, you guys just holler at me, and we'll go through something else. But I think that gave you most of your RV stuff. And since you guys have camped before, most of that stuff is pretty much what you've done with your pop-up, except the appliances might be different since this here is. So anyway, hope you guys got what you need out of this. And like I said, any questions, you can always contact me. Thank you so much, folks.